Hey there, welcome to LSAT Demon Daily. I'm Nathan Fox. That's Ben Olson. We're the founders of LSATdemon.com and our weekly podcast, Thinking LSAT. We have an email, or I don't know where this came from. You want to read it?
Sure. Safiya?
Mm-hmm.
A rising senior asked for advice on course selection for their final year of undergrad. Safiya's options. 1. Take 5 classes per semester, potentially boosting GPA from 3.7 to 3.8. Safiya only needs 2 classes per semester to graduate. Why do that many semesters? Why fewer semesters? 2, take 2 classes per semester plus a dream internship on Capitol Hill, which would pay $15 to $20 per hour at 20 hours per week. Safiya could choose to pay about $3,000 extra tuition to get academic credit for the internship, but it wouldn't affect GPA, or Safiya could do the internship for no academic credit. I think the most important factor here is GPA.
My snap decision was the exact opposite.
Okay.
I can certainly make both arguments.
Let's
if
hear
all
it.
you're concerned about is law school, that GPA, well, also though potentially, I mean, that sounds like she was planning on only taking 2 classes per semester, but now she's going to instead take 5 classes per semester and get straight A's in them to go from a 3.7 to a 3.8. That's a non-zero chance of failure on that, right? She might do that plan and not actually improve or even make her GPA worse.
Could be. Yeah.
All it takes is like 1 bad or especially 2 bad grades and you're going to go down instead of going up.
Yeah.
So there's a risk there. The benefit is pretty clear. Law schools really care about GPA a lot in law school admissions. So like, yeah, I mean, it numerically makes you a much better applicant instantly. And lots of decisions are made on that big, like numeric, how seriously are we going to take this person's application?
Yeah.
But my thing was, look, you said it was a dream internship on Capitol Hill. It's something
money.
you want to do with your life. You're a young person. Like you should make the choices not just 100% oriented toward law school specifically. You should make it, you do have to make decisions like that would further your career. And if this internship is that good, that it's going to like be meaningful, you're going to get to know somebody, you're going to get relevant experience, you're going to have these connections. The $15 to $20 per hour is nice. And I would not do it for academic credit because it's not going to affect your GPA.
Doesn't help you and it costs money. So
I would make it look like a job.
No.
I would, like it's actually, I think, better if you don't get academic credit for it. Because then it's clear that like, no, they were paying you to be there and do stuff for them.
Yeah.
And you make some money and you get this dream experience and you take the 2 classes you were planning on taking. And so there's the argument on that side. Was I able to sway you?
Sway me against GPA or toward the
Yeah, because you had
internship?
previously said GPA is the important thing.
Yeah, well, admittedly, I don't know how strongly. It depends on your goal. I think if your goal is to go to law school, the marginal benefit by going from a 3.7 to a 3.8, if you can even do that, but if you can do that, I think it's quite significant.
I agree. It is quite significant. If you're doing this solely for purposes of law school admission, getting those grades up would be awful nice.
Yeah. The flip side of that,
if you're doing this for literally any other purpose.
Yeah. Or even not for admission, but to decide whether to go to law school. If you go get this dream internship on Capitol Hill, you may decide, I don't need to go to law school. I can go do this other thing. Or you may realize it's not a dream at all. It's shitty. And you're like, wow, that's why I was going to go to law school. Forget that. So
do you have any examples of when that happened to you in your life? Something that you thought was going to be really awesome. And then once you got it, it turned out not to be the thing.
Well, I mean, law school itself, I thought that was going to be amazing. How about you?
Yeah, for me, I didn't really have expectations about law school. That is an interesting one though. So you went into it like really earnestly, like, yeah, this is going to be bitching. I'm going to make myself I'm going to have this legal career and it's going to be super interesting and I'm going to make money and provide for my family and be a big shot, fancy suit.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think part of the problem was I didn't think enough, but to the extent that I thought, it was attorney,
this
Sweet.
fantasy that didn't turn out to be what you thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one that came to my mind was I used to want to be a writer. I used to think I wanted to be a journalist. I got a master's in journalism
Mm.
back in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
And I talked my way into a job. Well, I was writing for a baseball website, like a stats focused baseball website. And I was able to get myself, because of that, I was able to get myself a press pass to Fenway Park. I was living in Boston at the time. I was 1 block away from the ballpark. I was a huge baseball fan. Thought I wanted to be a writer, thought I wanted to be a sports writer. Got this dream come true for a 10-year-old. Not that I had that dream when I was 10, but it really was like, holy shit. Okay. I'm just going to walk right into this place and talk to anybody I want to talk to and just get paid then to write stories about it. I wasn't getting paid a lot. It was a real cheap, freelance type of a gig, but I was there. I was doing it. And I just hated it immediately. I enjoyed watching the baseball games. I hated trying to write on deadline. I hated trying to write for money. Hated trying to so awkward trying to go ask people questions, get interviews and that kind of stuff. Never wanted to ask people hard questions. There were a million things that it was a dream. It was a dream job, dream opportunity for it was a matter of days that I was like, oh yeah, no, never mind. And, consider the value for a young person like Safiya. Also, it's not even either or, right? If she takes this dream internship, she could always quit it. If she does, in fact, if she has that experience, and what I wanted to say was think about how useful it is if she does have that experience. If she goes in there and it's a dream, okay, then great. That's a win. But if she goes in there and it's like, oh, wow, okay. That's such a learning.
Yeah. And is there any way to get the grades up and get the internship? I mean, I think it's so easy to think in terms of either or, but can you not graduate and take classes in the summer? Usually school is quite cheap in the summer. Can you defer the fall, defer the spring?
Can you just defer a year? What if you just do this internship for a year and don't even take any classes at all?
Save the money?
Or take 2 classes per semester plus this internship. Don't graduate. Take an additional. Yeah, I mean, that's probably not cheap to do that.
But summer is usually much cheaper for tuition. Anyways, something to think about. I mean, you could keep that option open by not planning to graduate. And then if you're like, no, I'm doing this internship and I actually don't want to go to law school and I can graduate, then just graduate. If you want to keep the door open, maybe you keep going to school. I don't know.
So taking the internship does keep that door open. Obviously, if you just say no to the internship, and then your only thing you can really do is this grades plan.
Yeah.
But why not both?
Good luck, Safiya.
Yeah. Thank you, Safiya. Email daily@lsatdemon.com if you'd like to ask us a question or share some LSAT or law school admissions news. Thanks for listening.